anytime, like, demons overtake the earth, they just let it go to shit.
Yes.
I want to see something or read something where the demons take care of the area.
Okay.
But better than you did.
Oh, wow.
Like...
So, like... All right, puppers, we return to Darksiders. All right, in the last episode, we got ourselves the CrossBlade. I almost said the Combat Cross. No. Combat Cross is an item from Castlevania Lords of Shadow. We'll get to that. It's basically a crucifix, and the top pops off into, like, a chain whip.
Oh.
So it's a crucifix, it's a cross, but it can...
You know, I feel like I would have had a lot better time at church if we had cool things like that.
Like, if you basically had the arsenal of a Belmont. Go now in the name of the Catholic Church and rid the world of evil.
Like, I genuinely feel like churches are missing the point. Like, just altogether. Like, why can't church and mass, and I'm talking specifically Catholic because I grew up Catholic.
Right.
Why can't you make it fun?
I know,
Instead
right?
of just being like, Christ suffered on the cross, so you too must suffer. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but he suffered so that I don't have to.
There's a couple churches that try to, like, spice it up. They
Yeah.
try to have bands perform and stuff like that. And I'm just like,
So,
all right, fine.
growing up, like, I was the only one that was Catholic in my group of friends. Like, I had, like, non-denominational
I
friends.
can't grab this rope.
But one of my, like, best friends in, like, late elementary school, early middle school was full gospel.
Oh, okay.
And I was allowed to spend the night at her house from Saturday to Sunday, but I had to go to church with them. And, like, my mom agreed because my mom was like, church is church. You're serving the Lord. That's fine.
Oh, shit. Okay. Were you guys here the whole time?
So, like, my first experience with a full gospel church, like, was so much fun. Like, they went in, like, sweatpants and T-shirts. And, like, to me, that was unheard of. Like,
Oh, okay.
we had to be dressed for church. And it's like there were people dressed, but no one was like, ew, why are you wearing a T-shirt?
Ah, okay.
And there was, like, a full-on band, like a full drum set, an
Damn.
electric guitar, like, people singing, and just, like, the preacher was just, like, feel it now! And I was like, I'm feeling it! Like, it was awesome. It was just so much fun. And I was like, this is so much cooler than my church. And she was like, oh, okay, well, like, I'll go to church with you next week. And I was like, just no. Like,
don't.
if this is how you grew up with church, like, you don't want to go to a Catholic mass.
Yeah, you will leave the church.
It's long and it's boring. And the church that I went to was Latin. So I couldn't even understand what was going on.
That's when you just look up and admire the architecture. You're like,
Yeah.
very nice. It's the old Twilight Cathedral.
Well, see, like, oh, God. So whenever I was little, it was in Latin. And then whenever the one priest retired, they, like,
There you go, Lassie.
started doing English masses. And, like, the
Okay.
old people were pissed.
Oh, yeah.
They were so mad. And that was, like, the one attempt the church made to, like, modernize. Let's do English masses now. Cool. Now I can just be bored for an hour and understand what you're saying. Like...
Well, what you gonna do?
Yeah, I just went from a 20-minute full gospel concert to being said that I should suffer for my sins. I'm sorry.
Can't really compare that. It's more like apples to prune juice.
Yeah. But then, like, in college, I had a friend that was, like, I think he was Protestant.
Okay.
And we went to, like, one of his church gatherings, and it was, like, Biker Appreciation Week.
That's funny.
So it was, like, literally we got there, and the whole church was just, like, motorcycles everywhere. Large men and women and leather everywhere, just, like, praising the Lord. I was like, oh, my God.
That's interesting. That's like when you look at some of these Christian rock bands. There's this one that's like Christian metal, and my mom was just like, absolutely not. And my sister was just like, no, it's Christian metal. I was just like, no, she's right.
Yeah, she has a point.
I looked into the lyrics. I was just like, Nope. She has a point.
Well, I mean, that's the same with, like, Flyleaf. Wasn't
Touché,
Flyleaf, like, a
Maybe? I'm not sure about that
loosely
one.
Christian alternative band?
Yeah, there was one that was, like, relatively popular, but was actually, like, a Christian rock group. The name escapes me right now. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But that was, like, the motorcycle one was when I started to, like, kind of end my hatred towards the church.
Okay.
Understanding that it's not the faith, it's the people.
Oh, I knew that from the game. Any, like, organized group just goes downhill fast.
Yeah. Well, it's just, like, because I grew up Catholic, and I had very few instances of going to other types of church other than going to church with my friend Jess, who was full gospel. Yeah. And it's literally black and white. Like, one of them, there's nothing similar about either of those. And so, like, I just, growing up with my experience being Catholic, and then what happened to us with the church, and then going to a Catholic college, I was just like, I hate this faith. Like, this faith is absolute garbage. But then I started to, like, communicate with a lot of the monks and the priests and become friends with them because I was in the same classes and lived on the same campus that they did. And then I understood, like, no, the faith is actually quite nice. It's the
people suck.
It's the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, since we're angels and demons over here.
I mean, I knew eventually we would, like, touch on, like, religion.
Thank you from the Church of Amanda.
Darksiders. The Church of Amanda. Is that different from the Church of Warren? I don't know why, but my friends just found it funny to be like, join the Church of Warren. Become the first disciple. The first disciple to fill. And, like, they kept doing it because they knew it got under my skin. I was just like, why do I have a church? Why is this a thing? They were just like, oh.
See, I would have been like, follow me, disciples! Off the cliffs we go! Like,
well, like, at the time of this recording, I'm going through therapy. I've officially started.
Yay!
But one of the big highlights is I have a leader complex. I don't like to lead. I don't like to take charge. I'll propose an idea, and if it's shot down, I'm just like, yeah, it was stupid anyways. So, like, we're kind of working through that. Okay. So, like, that was evident as a kid where someone's just like, hey, you have a church, you're in a leader position. I'm just like, no, I'm not. No. Please don't do this to me.
I feel like I have the opposite.
Al, why are you doing this? Why are you bringing me into this?
I feel like I have the opposite problem.
Oh, yeah?
Whereas I tend to take leadership.
Okay.
Even if I don't want it.
I don't want it. Are you Jon Snowing on me over here?
I feel like I might be.
You wish to bend the knee? I don't want it.
I mean, it's always just like, I think I just like the added responsibility. So, because that happened at work whenever I was just like a regular staff employee, and then all of a sudden my manager was like, hey, how do you feel about taking on some extra responsibilities? And I'm like, okay, what are they? And then she gave me like what the promotion would be, and I'm like, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Because I like being able to do multiple things.
Okay.
So I don't think I like to lead people, but I don't like to punish people. I'm not big on like telling people they're wrong.
Okay.
So that is one thing I'm working on now as a manager, that I have to tell people they're wrong or tell people that they're doing something wrong.
See, mine is more like, I have an idea. Follow me. And they're like, no. I'm like, no, you're right. Don't. Or if I'm just like, hey, let's do this. And like someone's like, what about that? I'll be like, no, we could do that. We could do that. Like there's no confidence in what I'm proposing. I'm just like, yeah, that's fine.
I can't actively think of a time where like I proposed something to do something. I've just done it and they do it too.
Okay. That makes sense.
So it's like,
But again, it's something I'm working on because it's called stinking thinking.
Yeah.
Stinking thinking. That's what we got to work through.
For me, I make the same stupid jokes to every single customer in like scenarios, and now I notice like my staff make those same jokes, and it like it works to de-escalate people
Oh, okay.
and to explain our like store name, because people will often confuse us for a different store, and trying to explain to them, no, like we're not that store, we just have their brand, but we're not a corporate version of that store.
Okay.
I don't want to say any names because that's against our store policy.
Fair enough. Can you say any jokes? Like some of the examples? Tell
Well,
a joke.
Tell a joke. Well, one thing is like we do a lot of customizing, so customers will often come in expecting a very quick interaction, and then I have to ask them like literally, not even joking, 10 questions. And you can tell that they're starting to get annoyed by the end.
Yeah.
I mean, because like you expect to just say, I want this, and me to say, okay, cool, and then pay for it, and you're done. But then I ask 8 different questions.
See, by number 3,
And,
I'm just like, forget it. And then I walk off.
But it's, I always make the joke like, you weren't expecting to get 20 questions when you came in, did you? And then they normally like crack a smile and they're like, yeah. And I'm like, I know, I'm really sorry about that. But you passed the test. Here's your stuff. Like, just to like ease the tension. Like, I know I'm asking a lot of questions.
I wouldn't make it. I'd bow out
I
before
have to. I mean,
You'd stop if more people just walked away after the second question.
Well, see, here's the thing, because we, like, when those questions happen, it's because the person isn't specific enough with us.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, for an example, using, like, the game store as an example.
All right.
Someone comes in and they're like, I want a game. No shit, Sherlock. So what game? I don't know. Okay, what console? The Switch. Okay, are you looking for like an RPG? Are you looking for a platformer? Well, I think I want an adventure game.
Okay.
Okay, do you like fantasy? Like, so they're just not specific enough.
Okay.
So,
That's better.
Therefore, I have to ask multiple questions to get to what they want.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whereas some people come in and they're like, hey, I'm looking for Zelda Breath of the Wild for the Switch. And you're like, cool beans, I got that. Like, so I don't have to ask all the extra questions.
Okay. That's better.
Yeah, so they're not like willy-nilly questions. And if someone is especially cool, I did this the other day and I thought my coworker was going to shit his pants.
All right.
Asking all of these questions. And the guy was like, yeah, yep, sure. Yeah, why not? And then I was like, we're also going to need your credit card number, social security number, and the blood of your firstborn. And this guy lost his shit.
That's fine.
He was like, I thought you were serious. No, I'm not serious.
Jesus. Check out this guy. This is the jailer. So what you got to do is you got to use the CrossBlade on his zits.
Oh.
Okay, he's like these pulsating zits.
Oh, that was like me in high school.
And when you pop them, he'll kill over for a bit, and that's when you can do some damage.
Yeah, that was
But
definitely
once
me
they
in high
turn
school.
red, he'll go on a tantrum and just start smashing everything. So you gotta get the hell out of the way.
All right, I'm feeling like this guy is just me from high school.
And you have to take out all the zits at the same time because they regenerate.
Sir, they make a topical cream for that now.
That's why the crossblades are very important. You want to target them, hit the multiple targets, and if you hit them all at the same time, he'll fall over. And you also want to make sure there's not too many enemies standing between you and this pulsating mass of demonic flesh.
Ooh, they look like maggots.
Yeah. Well, there's skulls up at the top. There's like skulls embedded in his flesh.
Okay, I think that's
And
what
there's
I'm
also
seeing.
like
But the
zombies
look-
like dangling off the cages.
Okay.
So this is our mini boss.
I mean, I would love to draw some of these characters. Like,
Oh, really?
to like design characters like this, because they're just so creepy and disgusting. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah. I think it's just like looking at reference and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just like thinking, how would I put these creatures in a blender? What
Well-
would they look like if I blend? Will it blend? That is the question here.
Well, for me, I wouldn't think like, you know what? Let's make a zit monster.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So I
They're
think
just
what
so
they did
cool,
was they
but
were just
I-
like, all right, let's just have an ogre. Okay, well, can we do something different with an ogre? What if he's
Can
the
we-
jailer?
can we make
Okay.
a game about puberty?
Maybe.
and it's just like, oh no, the zit monster.
Ugh. Would it be kind of like Earthbound, where it's kind of like...
Maybe. Hey, if you don't take your
Surreal?
Midol, you're gonna turn on your team.
Oh, God. I'll have to give that some thought. That might be a little too personal. Your character has been afflicted with IBS. Uh-oh.
But we'd have to throw in a Dies of Dysentery in there somewhere.
Yep.
You had Taco Bell, and now you died from diarrhea.
So would it be an RPG, or would it be more like the Oregon Trail?
I feel like it should be Oregon Trail. You're just trying to survive.
That'd be funny. I got you now. Ha-ha!
Like, do you want to be risky and wear white shorts when you know what time of the month is coming? 5 points if you succeed throughout the day. Ah, bud.
Got him.
Got him.
And thus we felled the giant jailer. Okay, there's some health over there. I didn't take too much damage there because I knew to get the hell out of dodge. He's really slow, but he hits like a bulldozer. Because he's got like those thunder thighs, and he just kind of like slouches forth with like those huge jailer cages.
I mean, this guy just keeps sounding more and more like me. Thunder thighs, cystic acne, a real bad attitude.
You are not the jailer. You are...
I'm the jailer if the jailer puts some mascara on.
Oh my. My goodness.
Put some mascara on that bitch and give it coffee. There you go.
Oh my god. That reminds me of the time where, like, Phil and I both said... We were talking about Lords of Shadow, and we were talking about different bosses that reminded us of Jeff. And we were trying to compete with, like, who insulted Jeff more. Because it was just like, Jeff, I at least gave you the ogre. He gave you the butcher. And, like, there are all these big, grotesque monsters and stuff. And, because, like, Phil was just like, he's like the ogre from Lords of Shadow. And I'm just like, no, he's more like the butcher. And he's like, the butcher! And it was basically competing. It's just like, no, mine's better. Mine is more suitable to Jeff without offending him.
Poor Jeff.
Whereas Jeff's just like, God damn it.
Jeff is just sitting there, I hate it here.
And Jeff was sitting there going,
I don't want to, like, okay. I
sorry,
feel like,
buddy.
I feel bad because I do that. I don't know if you've, like, if my throat is itchy and I can't, like, get it. I do that exact same thing to, like, scratch my throat.
he did it a lot growing up.
Did he
Granted, I don't
have
see
bad
him that much.
allergies?
I think so. Because I remember I used to, like, roast him because, like, growing up he wanted to be a teacher. And I'm like, could you imagine, like, everyone's taking a test and all of a sudden you hear... The students be like, what the fuck is that? Where the hell is that sound coming from?
Because that's, like, everyone I know that has really bad allergies does that.
Really?
Yeah.
He's the only person...
I do it. You've never called... I don't know if mine is as loud.
No. It must not be because, like, I can hear him from, like, the other room.
Oh, no. See, my,
he's
like...
Like, if we're in a big room, or, like, if he's just, like, a room away, I can hear it.
Like, I just did it, and I don't think...
Yeah, I didn't hear it. So, yeah, it's different. Well, that time I heard it.
Well, that was more of a squeak.
Yeah, there we go.
Because I'm doing it on purpose.
I don't think he did it on purpose. It was just, like, that's what he did.
Well, yeah.
He's massaging his throat.
It's just kind of like... It's almost like you're pulling the walls of your esophagus together.
Oh, that's what's happening.
I don't know if that's actually what's happening, but that's what it feels like.
Okay.
And, like, kind of rubbing them together to scratch your throat.
Interesting.
I don't think it's your esophagus. I actually think it's your tongue. Like,
Really?
the inside part of your tongue.
Oh.
That you're,
okay.
like, using that to scratch the inside of your throat.
I never really visualized it. I always just thought he was going, like...
But if you do it, can you feel your tongue, like, scratching the inside of your throat? Like, the...
I don't think I'm doing it right then. I think I'm just making the right sound, but I don't think I'm doing it right.
Because I know, like, when I'm doing it, it's right in here.
Because I'm just clicking off my teeth.
Oh. No.
I'm just doing a little...
Like,
similar to that.
Like, can you hear it?
A little bit. You sound like Pop Rocks right now.
Yeah, but that's like I'm moving my tongue on the inside of my throat.
Huh.
To scratch
back of
my
the throat.
Yeah.
No, I mean, ooh. Oh, you mean more like a ah. This is the cave of ah. He wouldn't write ah, he just ah. Maybe it's the cave of ooh. No, ah, back of the throat. No, I mean like ooh, like scared. Oh, you mean ah.
I know what that's from. What is it from?
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Okay.
Suddenly, the animator suffered from a fatal heart attack. And the monster was gone.
I don't think I will ever forget in high school we did like a Monty Python like fan video for the PSSAs.
Oh my god, why don't you have a copy of that? I would love that.
It's gotta be somewhere, but I don't think I'll ever forget. Like they did this whole segment where the monks are like, and then they like smack themselves.
Yep.
And they got a picture of one of our students who actually stabbed me.
We sure want to
Crazy
share
Ricky.
this story? Here we are.
And they got like a close up of him just beating himself with one of his books.
Okay.
For that part, and I think it was the best part of the video.
Gee, it's a wonder why he stabs people.
You know what? I tried to be nice. I tried to be nice, and he stabbed me.
No, he thought you were making fun of him.
I tried to help you,
Shing.
and you harpooned me.
Basically. I told you to go get help.
And it was so genuine.
And you harpooned
It was
me.
so genuine. He was wearing a Batman t-shirt, and I was like, I really like your t-shirt because I like Batman.
He gave you a pencil in the eye. How about a magic trick? It's gone.
Well, it was a pencil to the hand, but
Well, he wanted you to survive. I don't know.
I don't get it. Well, no, he was upset because I didn't call him Crazy Ricky.
I'm gonna make your hand.
I just called
disappear.
him Ricky. And he was like, call me Crazy Ricky! And then he stabbed me, and I was very sad.
Sad. You were more like, ow.
I don't even think I felt it at first, because I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Did I just get impaled? Oh, look at that.
I've been impaled. They had to call the EMTs to remove my hand from the desk.
My goodness.
Yeah, I didn't sit next to him after that.
Good. At least you learned your lesson. Call him Crazy Ricky next time.
Oh, I did.
There you go. And all is right with the world.
And then he smacked himself with a book. And I felt better.
All's right with the world. Alrighty.
Part of me wants to get a little tiny microphone stand.
Yeah?
With a little fake microphone to set up for Luna.
Just to hear her little...
No, it doesn't even have to be plugged in, just to make her feel included.
Aww.
I'm the official mascot. I have all the gear.
I know.
Yay.
Oh, we could even get her a headset one.
That would be cute.
I'm ready, Captain.
See, now I want, like... I think I'm going to update the Gaming Cats and Dogs logo to let where one's wearing a headset and the other, like, maybe is wearing, like, virtual reality goggles or something like that.
That'd be cute.
For, like, the 4th season of Pupcorn. The
Wow.
Shiba can have, like...
4 seasons.
Yep, we're approaching 4 seasons.
I feel like Luna would have the headset because she's the commander-in-chief.
Okay.
And Wesker should have virtual reality because he can't see anyway.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate.
Poor Wesker.
Puppers.
He was struck when I carried him down the steps and didn't put him down right away.
Aw.
I couldn't tell if he was digging it.
He was kind of like, well,
Like he was
I'm here
he
right
was
now.
relaxing a little bit. Like
Yeah.
he didn't feel as stiffened.
Mm-hmm. No, that was very interesting.
My favorite is when we cut his nail and he dead baby waits. Like he just relaxes his entire body.
He just surrenders.
Yeah.
All right. So we've been gathering up quite a few souls. I'm going to go to Volgrim and exchange them for currency.
Currency.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to see what we can buy.
Okay.
Because we're approaching the last third of the Twilight Cathedral, and then we have a boss coming up.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's only a handful of dungeons in this game, but they'll take average of like 2 to 3 parts.
Okay.
All right, so we're back outside, and Volgrim, I believe, is like right around the corner to the left here. Excuse me.
He's like, well, now I have to wipe the blood off my face.
Volgrim, what do you got for me? Oh, and another thing, like, once you get those sub-weapons, like the CrossBlade, you can go to Volgrim's shop and upgrade those weapons. Okay. Like, this is the Ricochet Blade. So now it's gonna, like, ping-pong between targets.
Ooh.
Yep, I got the Ricochet Haze. What else we got here? 180 Orbit Slash Whirlwind combo. That's cool. So, hit the square button, pause for a second, and then hit square again.
Okay.
So the pause is important. You don't just want to be square, square. You want to be like square, wait for the swing to finish, and then square.
Okay.
And to do a flashy move.
I just had a thought, and now I kind of want to write a short story.
All right, let's hear it.
So have you ever noticed how in like games, videos, TV shows, movies, like anytime like demons overtake the earth, they just let it go to shit?
Yes.
I want to see something or read something where the demons take care of the area.
Okay.
But better than you did.
Oh, wow.
Like,
so like better than the humans?
Yeah, like how pissed off would you be if they just did better than you? And like that would be way worse to me than letting everything go to shit.
Okay.
Like, you see the demon that took over your house and they grew the flowers that you could never get to take. Like, fuck, how'd you get them? Like, you know.
Okay.
They can propagate better than you.
No, that's interesting. Seems like it would make a great Sunday comic.
Yeah.
Like Sunday morning comic of like the demons just like living life to the best. The economy's doing great.
Yeah, like
businesses
they just
are
do
booming.
It better.
Yup. They're just like, see, wasn't hard.
Yeah, because like at the end of, to me anyway, I think like if you destroy something, it kind of still puts the people that have had things destroyed at a higher like moral code because they didn't technically do anything,
right.
And then people like the demons destroyed, which makes them like lesser.
Well, it's supposed to represent just like chaos.
Yeah, but it's like if you think about it, like what would be more annoying, like the demons coming in and be like, you can never get sunflowers to grow here. Look at my fields of flowers, and you're just like, fuck, like. To put them above humankind, to be like, they'll just do it better, like they took over your life and just do it better.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, go for it. You have my attention.
I just think it'd be funny. Like, it would be a fun...
Hey, who knows? If it's humorous enough, maybe we'll get a Netflix special. Like, My Friend's Exorcism or whatever you were watching the other day.
My Best Friend's Exorcism.
Yeah. You said that was based off a book you recently read.
Yeah. So I just read My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. I do actually want to do a Beyond the Book for it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because I feel like it's very similar to... oh my god, I just forgot the name of the movie. It's like a really cult classic horror Halloween movie.
Okay.
With Pinhead.
Oh, Hellraiser.
Yes. So Hellraiser, the movie, was actually based on a Clive Barker book called The Scarlet Gospels.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
ooh,
like for me, I watched the movie and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Uh-huh.
Like there's no sense of what's happening, but then you read the book and everything clicks and you're like, oh my god, it makes so much sense. I feel like My Best Friend's Exorcism is very much the same. Like if you didn't read the book and you try to watch this movie,
yeah, Wrath.
You're just kind of like, what's happening? But then if you read the book, you're like, oh, this makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
So.
Well, alrighty then.
A couple non-children's
I've never seen
books.
Hellraiser.
Oh.
Yeah. That's one of the few horror franchises that I just never dove into. I'm
mean,
aware of what it is, but like I have no idea what the plot is, what the tone is.
It's an 80s gore fest. Like,
okay.
There, like, for me, the movie, there is no plot.
Oh, wow.
The book was fantastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let go.
But the movie was just kind of like, meh.
Oh, wow.
In my opinion. Like,
okay.
I mean, it's a cult film, so...
Like, it's got sequels. It's one of the great horror icons up there with Michael Myers.
Oh, yeah.
Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees.
Like, Pinhead is such a recognizable...
The antagonist of Jeepers Creepers, who I forget who it is.
I don't remember his name either.
Yeah. But that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then some of the newer ones like Jigsaw and
Yeah. Yeah.
because like Paranormal Activity doesn't really have an antagonist; it's just ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've only seen one,
I would
and it was after the fad started to die down. I'm like, all right, what the hell was this all about?
Well, I would put
I was just like,
Paranormal Activity
okay,
in the same group as like
Blair Witch,
yeah,
Cloverfield,
where they're very popular, but there's not like I don't think that it has a cult following.
Ah. Well, speaking of cult following, we'll continue this cult classic game in the next episode.
Toodles!